Hello, my name is Meerah, and I'm a Lorekeeper in one of Yogg-Sothoth's libraries, and today I wanted to talk about the SCP-8984, or Yesod. This one was recommended by Loremaster Beitodesstrafe. Thank you so much for your suggestion. As usual, disclaimer, this is not a deep dive, just a short summary because I found a thing interesting and wanted to talk briefly about said thing. In this case, the thing is a Schrodinger's Eldritch horror that changes based on the assumptions of its observers. Indeed, all those who were originally studying SCP-8984 would end up injured, dead, or missing. And anyone who hears a description of it has to be given amnestics to forget about it. Because much like Bagul from Sinister, or like the Bye-Bye Man, if you know about it or see images of it, that affects its state of being. This is also where its name Yesod Two-Way Street comes from. Yesod is basically the foundation of all creation and serves as a bridge between reality and everything else. Oh, sorry, I'm a little stuffy. I just got over being sick. That's literally just the most basic description I could find, because I don't really feel exactly qualified to speak on the topic of Jewish mythology. I've never studied it. I am not Jewish, so that's, yep. But anyway, that's where it gets its name. Two-Way Street as a subtitle also is pretty fitting because in order for 8984 to change, it requires the theories of its observers, and the observers come up with theories based on observing 8984, so it's a two-way street. Each of the researchers look at the entity through their own set of tinted glasses, so to speak. Dr. Tan is an astrophysicist, Dr. Pontoppidan is a physicist, Dr. Wexler is a xenobiologist, Dr. Robertson is a classical historian, and Dr. Maku is a theologian. This quote from Dr. Adrian Tan's last update sums it all up rather nicely, I think. What if we haven't been predicting it? What if we have been directing it? Like some observer effect. Our measuring it, theorizing about it, has influenced the anomaly. We influenced the anomaly. When Pontoppidan thought it was a particle accelerator, it behaved like a particle accelerator. When Elizabeth wrote that it might be alive, it became alive. Everything we think about it, everything we write, from that first note until now. 8984 was discovered near the Rho Ophiuchi cloud complex, roughly 456 light years away from our solar system, in December of 2023, and formal observation or study of it would begin in March of 2024. It is believed to have been the origin of much of the dense matter in the area, which eventually gives birth to stars. A theory was proposed at one point that it could be the source of many such star nurseries across the universe. It appears as a cone that seems to suck in dark energy, which itself is a theoretical energy that supposedly drives the expansion of the universe, and converts it into baryonic matter, which it then spews out into space. Baryonic matter is just like everything else, cosmic dust, basically, what the universe is actually made of. The nature of 8984 changes several times over the short period that it was being studied, acting like a particle collider with magnetic fields under the observation of Dr. Simon Pontoppidan in April of 2024, and exhibiting what he would call dark photosynthesis, while becoming more spiral-like and alive during the time that xenobiologist Dr. Elizabeth Wexler was studying it from late May to early September of 2024. While it was originally classified as a safe SCP, Dr. Tan would have it reclassified as a Euclid after observing some sapient qualities in 8984. At one point during observation, it appeared to reproduce by what Dr. Wexler hypothesized to be fission, which is where one entity splits itself into two, usually a form of asexual reproduction, found in creatures like tapeworms, coral. It's one of the ways that jellyfish reproduce. These events resembling fissile reproduction would be coined Wexler events, and they would cease after Dr. Wexler was severely injured in a lab accident and went into a coma on September 8th. The day before her accident, it would be reported that wider telescope surveys of the Rho Ophiuchi cloud complex identified a statistically high concentration of exoplanets within the habitable zones of stars in the complex, Xenobiology Institute notified for future analysis. September of 2024 would be a really rough month for the team studying 8984. Dr. Pontoppidan would go missing along with some amnestics, presumably stole them, and Dr. Robertson would end up in the psych ward. Shortly after Dr. Pontoppidan would go missing, 8984 would stop having magnetic fields. Dr. Robertson looked at the entity from a classical perspective and might have possibly believed that it is a god of some kind, which could also explain his last message, where he just writes Antigone. Lines 620 to 623 of Antigone, depending on which version or translation you're reading, says, "Evil seems good to him whose mind the god is driving towards disaster," or "Those who the gods wish to destroy they first deprive of reason," depending on the translation, again, that you're reading. Either way, Robertson appeared to have been trying to warn their colleagues, but unfortunately it was just a little bit too obscure and went over Dr. Tan's head. The addition of Dr. Hannah Maku would ultimately and likely be the spark that would end research into 8984, as she would project religious significance onto 8984, specifically that it was somehow related to the Archangel Gabriel, and the great shofar that blows before the Day of Judgment in Jewish mythology. Dr. Tan's last log would be on October 2nd, where he claims that he and Dr. Maku would witness a drastic change in 8984. I have stared so much at 8984 on that screen. For months it was a black funnel superimposed on a field of shimmering gas and dust around it. The past few days, viewed almost end on, it's like an empty disk, like a deep hole. Now, tonight, space dust and gases were still flowing from the far end of the cone, but now from a different angle, and I saw it immediately, the way the dust had spread out in two distinct clouds, sweeping upwards in symmetrical curves behind 8984, wider and then narrowing to points almost touching, like upturned wings. In every image of 8984, there is the black void of the anomaly itself, the corona of dust, but everything is surrounded by the cloud complex, thousands of stars, and more of them in deeper space beyond. One of the stars, was too bright. I think it was Delta Ophiuchi. I watched it. I swear that it was real. I watched it, and its light twisted, and the star opened up like the iris of a camera, and it was an eye. It was a fucking eye. Iris, pupil, sclera. It looked human. I don't know. It blinked. Hannah screamed, and then another star blossom opened, and another, and 20 more, 100 in seconds, where there had been stars, 1,000 eyes clustered around the black emptiness of 8984, wreathed with wings of cloud. They were alive. They moved. They were looking back at us. Directly after this last log of Dr. Tan, he would take the life of Dr. Maku and then of himself. According to the last bits in the log, this is likely due to the unfortunately correct conclusion he came to, that if they were no longer around to influence 8984, that it would stop being omniscient and would stop trying to cause an apocalypse, like they theorized it could do. It should be said that they also tried to get the files deleted and tried to order amnestics for the two of them, but they were rejected because they didn't give enough details. So his conclusion was to just kill them both then. Anyway, let's just read the last bit of this. "We did this. I did this. It knows everything. It knows what we think. It's moving the stars, and how can we escape? And it's like a judgment. It's like the day of Rosh Hashanah." I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. "We have to delete the files, all of them, but especially tonight, and we can't tell anyone. No one can know why. If anyone learns enough about it to form a theory, this just keeps happening. I mean, what stops it? Can it even be stopped?" Okay, but wait. The Wexler events stopped. Elizabeth said the 8984 might be capable of reproduction, and then Wexler events started happening. But then they stopped again. They stopped after we're the only ones left. No one else remembers it. Maybe after us, they'll stop thinking about it. Or maybe they'll dream a more beautiful dream for it. And that's how it ends. And that is pretty much it. Just a quick summary and some of my favorite quotes from SCP-8984's file. there is a lot of interpersonal drama that goes on that I didn't really get too into detail on, but you should definitely go and read the file yourself. The writer did a great job. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble, and thank you so much for watching. As usual, super special thank you as always to my channel members, especially Loremasters, PwNaGeDOTexe, Beitodesstrafe, General Jehuty, Vlad, and Lexaous. May y'all grant you the knowledge you seek, my friends. Another apology. I know I've said sorry like 3 times already, but I'm so sorry that I sound kind of rough. I just got over being sick, so I'm like really congested and stuffed up, so if I sound a little nasally in some parts, I tried really hard like not to, but I mean, there's only so much I can do. And I unfortunately waited to like the last minute because I have been sick. This is the first day I've really felt well enough to record. But this is also like the last day I have, because I still need to edit to get it out in time for Friday. Anyway, I'm just rambling. I'm so sorry. Friendly reminder that I do have a Patreon. You can go join for free to watch my videos without those pesky ads. Also, liking, commenting, subscribing on here really helps the channel grow. So if you like this kind of weird content, y'all know the YouTube drill. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope to see you all next time here in the library.